Hello and welcome. I'm Prov from Prov Gaming, and this is a live tour of the Hogwarts build so far. Hopefully, you'll enjoy what you see. So please ask away, ask any questions. I'm here to answer it. Okay. So first off, if you've been watching the series, you'll be aware that the first thing we built was the boathouse. And turn that volume down a bit. There we go. And here it is. Took a bit of planning in the planning phase, altered slightly. Looking at it now, I'm thinking it's a bit flat. Like everything down this side is perfectly flat. Maybe I should alter. So you see, I've got these beams here. Maybe I should put them in on the lower section as well. So yeah, don't really know what else to say other than the boathouse. It was a bit awkward to figure out first what size, what scale to do it in, how would I go about it. The plans I saw were all there sorted, and well, there we go. I'm not too sure how to decorate the insides, because unfortunately there's not much in the way of boat-related decorations. I suppose I could, thinking about it, put a couple of barrels in, maybe the odd couple of containers, like so. Just get them going. Hello and welcome. I've got a viewer. Nice to see you. Just discussing my Hogwarts build so far, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask them away on the chat, and I will do my best to answer them. But I think while I am here, what I will do is, as I suggested to myself, in, just give it a bit more of a that looks better. Yeah, that looks better straight off. So viewer, how are you doing this evening? Whoever you may be. Ooh. Hello and welcome, third viewer. Nice to have you in the stream. Hi, Holly, and hi, Michael. Oh, God, that was weird calling you Michael. Hi, Fish. Welcome to the stream. Just doing a nice little live tour of the build so far. So if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask away. Yeah, just altering those. Right, so there we are. Like I said, not too sure how to decorate the inside or the outside, but that's the boathouse, the first build that we did, and then I did a bit of the landscaping around. added a few trees and got them sorted. So the next feature was the staircase up. I think it was episode 2 started it, maybe episode 3. I'm not 100%. But yeah, so staircase was put in. I found, as with everything, found a few designs as inspiration. The angle was changed slightly to keep things at 90 degrees rather than them going off at like 45 degrees, as Minecraft doesn't like, well, I don't like building 45 degrees on in Minecraft. So yeah, there we go. We've got a few decorations going on, light posts, little statues in the middle. I thought about making one out of blocks, but feasibly, to make it worthwhile, it'd have to be bigger than the area that we'd got. So here we go. We'll just take a little walk up. We'll see how things go. A few little drop-offs, areas for people to sit and admire the scenery, like here. One. Going, and here's the second larger area. These are just sat in as seat, like save points, really. Not decided how to do the benching yet, but there they are. Then we've got that there with a nice, well, what hopefully will be a view over a nice rivery lake. And we'll just continue up the stairs, and we get to the initial courtyard. Now, if you're up to date with the build, you'll know that that I redesigned, rejigged, rebuilt literally most of it. So yeah, that's done. The main gist was the same. I just extended it. So instead of being, I think it was 6 down this side, it's obviously now like 9. No, 8. It's 8 now. So instead of 6, it's now 8. And the same this side. I think this was 7 down this side, which is now 8. So it's now square. And then I rebuilt what was the little clock tower. I rebuilt that and added some more features. And there we go. That was the courtyard. So walk through. There we go. It's all sorted. And obviously, naturally, you'd come off the boats, up the steps, and you'd walk through internal of the courtyard, all the soldiery statues, etc. If you've seen the films, it's my representation of these stone statues that come to life. They drop down and march out to help protect against Voldemort's army. So they're all there. And these alternate between, I think it's a skeleton head with a sword and a wither skeleton with an axe. And they just alternate all the way along. So yep, so you'd come in the entranceway, you'd walk in, you'd see all this grand, like, wow, big castle, loads of statues. I'm contemplating getting some of the pictures that are inbuilt in and putting them on the walls. I'm just a bit worried that it might affect like lag or the FPS as I'm trying to build around it. So we'll just leave it as is. Then from there, you'd walk into the Great Hall. which I'm really happy with this Great Hall. I just really enjoyed building it. It was interesting. Thankfully, due to the recent add-ons that Mojang have released, I've got this carpet with sparkly bits. Now these I've used them as almost like stars. I was able to put them in, tried to put them in as randomly as possible, and then randomly put in floating candles, which are actually just floating. There's nothing holding them up, no string or anything like that. So I got them sorted, and the chairs and tables, unfortunately I had to resort to bedrock style furniture in here, as the mod packs needs more candles to it hold. Possibly could do, but yeah, I'll look at it. I'll look at that. But I think there's enough at the moment. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll take it on board. But the furniture packs that come with the free ones, they were just so well, they just created so much lag. I think because of the way they were designed and built in, programmed, etc. Just having so many of them, because I mean, as you can imagine, each one of these tables is 25 long, so that's 50 down one side, so that'd be 100. So there's like 400 chairs. There was just so much in the way of just lag. It became unbearable, so I had to take it all out and replace it with style chairs. And there we go. And we have, as you can probably tell by the coloration that I put on, let's see if Holly, my viewer, let's see if Holly could name the houses. So we go from red, yellow, blue to green. So what are these houses then, Holly? See if you know what they are. We've got I don't know, is this one Slytherin? It might be. Don't know. Do you know, Holly? And then we've got Jigglypuff. And we've got Jigglypuff. And then we've got Aquamarine. Yeah. So we've got Slipperin, Jigglypuff, Aquamarine, and Snotbobs. Is that the houses we've got there, Holly? They're the right houses. Yeah, that's good. You got that right there, Hol. Got Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, Slytherin. Well done. So you can remember. And then we've got the pedestal for speaking out, for the announcements, and a set of tables ready for the teachers to sit behind. Now, one thing I've always noticed was Hagrid always sat at this side. He always sat closest to the Gryffindor table. And the rest of the teachers just seemed to switch. I think McGonagall was always here. And obviously Dumbledore always stood here. And across the way you had Snape. But then the others just seemed to switch depending on the movie. Really? Even though they were there the entire time. So, yep, that's the tables. And then we've got the... what I chose in the end was the colours. So I found a crest, and the H in all the crests is in the middle, but the only issue is to get the H actually in the middle. The border, unfortunately because of the way Minecraft is, the border of that window would take up so much room that I felt it detracted from the window itself. So I've chose to put the H at the top, leaving the colours as they are. Excuse me. And at the minute, you got free access down these two little corridors. But one of these, they will be have doors on at some point once I've decided what's going on exactly down here. So these currently come down. I've just realised I've not even finished it. I've not finished them. Wow. Get them done. But what it will be at some point, I know there's like a Goblet of Fire. Dumbledore takes Harry down, I think it's the stairs there, down to talk to him after they find his name in... Just noticed that. After he finds his name in the hat. No, Hagrid didn't sit on the other side. He always sat on the side closest to Gryffindor. According to all the other fans. But that's what apparently he did. Either way, probably changed, to be honest. Like everything else in the castle, it constantly moved around. But yeah, so we've got one of these like tucked down to like a trophy room, a secret office, where Dumbledore spoke to Harry. I'm going to have the other one come down, and it will give access to the special room under here, the kitchen, where all the food was non-magically and magically prepared. Got a bit of an FPS drop as we come to the grills, where we've got some fish and some steaks, some rabbits, pork chops, chickens cooking away in there. And this, as you probably saw, the prep area and the storage area. And then we've got I think there's just a little cupboardy area, probably like a janitor's cupboard or something like that. If I remember rightly, I'm trying to remember the plans, I think this led out to a common room, I can't remember whose, and this was some stairs up to the grand staircase. But from the outside, here's a big view of the Great Hall, which I really did enjoy. Obviously, if you watched the series, you saw that I originally did a wooden roof, but I felt that wouldn't been realistically feasible. So I've switched it to a brick roof to imitate slate. But there we go. I think the three towers, they were put on towards the end. As during research, especially Warner Brothers, the Harry Potter world mock-up pictures, etc., they all had Great Hall having these towers. So that's what I've placed on. And then when I did the reception hall and the courtyard, they got all rebuilt, and I got a little section on that roof. What this is, don't entirely know, but I just felt it looked quite reasonable. I don't know if you could use it as like an old, it could be like an old kitchen before the kitchen was moved downstairs. Could just be an old bedroom that in the history of a castle. It could be the manor. Like if this was just the original castle, that could be the bedroom. The entrance hall, you got the great feast hall, and then main manor lord could sleep in a bedroom. Don't know. It's all entirely up to you. Use your own imagination. What ideas do you have? Hello and welcome, new viewers. Hope you enjoy the stream. Just slowly going over my Hogwarts build so far. If you have any questions, please ask away. And so that was quite a bit. And then as you can see, it's coming down the outside of the great staircase, which that shouldn't be there. Ooh, or maybe it should. Maybe it should for now. We're keeping the place lit up. Yeah, so here we go. Come from the reception through a small corridor. Now, in the original plan, this corridor was, I think it was only 3, maybe 4 blocks wide. But after building the Great Hall and the size of it, I felt that a 4-block wide corridor just didn't do it justice. It felt too small. So I extended it, made it 8, made it a bit taller. We come through, we've got nice windows. I was debating whether or not to have this blocked off so you couldn't see outside. But at the same time, I didn't see a reason why to have it blocked off. I mean, it let light in. So, yeah, I just left it as is. And then we come through to the left, up a few little stairs. I'll get some doors on here at some point. And this leads us out to this little nook, hidden nook like area. And as with most designs I looked at, it came up and you went through to the great staircase and it carried on. And in most designs, this carry on just didn't lead anywhere. But since I was putting the kitchens in that were downstairs, I felt, well, let's make it go somewhere. So I put in this little spiral staircase. And boom, we're through to the kitchen. And storage yard and other little places that might entice. They are the same block. Yep. It's just for some reason they appear to be. I don't know if you can see that. They appear to be different colours, but they are the exact same block. How curious. Okay, well anyway, that's rather curious to me. Yeah. Anyway, so they'd come through, and as you can see, this is a work in progress. This is as far as we got, up to episode 13. The planning phase, the drawing in phase, job done, getting up. So this initial rectangle, this is where the stairs will eventually be all set and built in. And then we'll have these little doorways that lead off. Trying to remember off the top of my head now. We were looking at, I think it was 12 floors. So if this is one, well, one was down there. This is 2. That's 3, and then 4, blah, 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 all the way up to 12. And that took us to the bottom of the roof. And then there was another 5 in the roof. Which you might think not enough room. But when you look at the size of the circle that this great tower is in, there's more than enough room when that gets built to have at least another 5 floors built into that roofing structure. And obviously, as you probably watched the videos, you'd note that I initially built the floor in the grey colour, then realised and changed it all to the black stone so that it was consistent. And this will just be one floor, which I'm polishing out. So we'll have 2 windows on the larger faced flat areas. And due to the awkwardness of building on a non-90 degree surface, I've got one window where it's in the section that's perfectly 45. I'm not keen on it, but I'm okay with it, if that makes sense. There will be another window in that section, and another 2 windows in that section, and another 2 in the respective there. So on the ordinals, we've got 2 windows apiece. On the diagonals, we've got 1 window each. Unfortunately, I might try it out like off screen, but I just don't feel that getting a window in, say, in that section or that section, to create a complete circle, I don't know if it will work visually. I mean, it's possible it might, but I'm not 100%. So I might trial it out and have a look. So I might get, because the window is in a sense 2 blocks, so I might get a windows. Oh, I'm too close. Didn't think I was that close. I get a window in there, maybe 1 in there. Possibly could get another 3 in to get a window on each. But again, I'll have to go around and have a look and maybe do it once on one side, see what it's like. Now, as you might think, why am I building 1 floor here before I finish the rest off? Well, Minecraft's nice little feature is the clone command. So what I'm doing is I'm building 1 floor, which obviously bottom there to there, and then I'm going to clone that single floor several times, well, as much as needed, up. And I'm having to build that floor because any floor below it would include other parts of the building, which means I'd have to take it out to rebuild it, etc, etc. Now, floors below it, yes, I will have to manually build them in, but the floors above it I can clone all the way up. Which is something good, I hope. And then all I'd have to do is knock out the doorways as and when they appear and try to figure out a room setting. So I'm going, instead of just leaving it as a hollow tube, I'm going to try and get all the floors with actual rooms. Now, I don't know what the rooms will be yet. And I know the common rooms were off of the staircases. So one floor will probably be, I don't know how it works out, if it's one per floor. Like, so you might have one floor be Gryffindor, then the next floor will be your Hufflepuff, next floor will be your Ravenclaw, etc. But I have a feeling it's like, so on one floor you'll have Gryffindor one side and then Hufflepuff the other side. I think it's split like that. And then when you go in to the common room, if I remember rightly, you'll have like boars on one side and gills on the other. So it's very mirror image, identical, sorted. So I'll have to check the floor plans as and when I get round to it. And that's that, ready to go. The yellow walls that you can see, that's me marking out. That yellow is the height of the wall. And then once I get to the top of there, that's when the roofing goes in. Now the roof, at the moment, I'll be looking at doing similar angles to the Great Hall. So to be 2, 2, 2, 2. Whereas this roof is, as you can see, it's 1, 1. So this is 45 degrees, job done. The circular one and the Great Hall, I think, will be 2 in 2s up. So I think that roughly works out at 30 degrees. I'm not 100%. I'm not a math whiz. Maybe one of you guys that are watching will be able to tell me what the actual degrees is. I think it's about 30 degrees. 45, 22 and a half. Might be about 22 degrees. 22, 23 degrees. I'm not entirely sure. Any math whizzes watching that can work that out roughly? But yeah, so that's that ready to go. So one of the other things I've put in is this outer courtyard path, and there's no landscaping as of yet, especially down this side, because I'm not sure what type of landscape it's going to be. Whether it's going to be just a flat area, or if it's going to be like this, a cave, not cave, a steep slope down. And if it is a slope, how steep? Will it go straight almost, or will it come out 45? Will it be gentle? I don't know. Now this gap here, there will be a footbridge that spans from I remember I said a ravine, but like I said, how steep the ravine sides are, I'm not too sure. How long the bridge will be, I don't know. But it leads across to a main building where the greenhouses are, the Defence of the Dark Arts is, and all that sort of main study. I've always felt that, like, you've got the Great Hall for the food, you've got the circle, the turret, the staircase building is the dormitory, as it were, and then you've got the main study place where all the classrooms are, and that's what will be over there. Now, the other thing that there is a pathway around the grand staircase. It leads around, I'm not 100% what, I think it was at this height I planned it. Or, yeah, I think it was at this height. So this would be like the ground level on the outside of the grand staircase. Because there is a huge window right in there. Holly asking, finally, someone asking a question. Yes, got a question. Hagrid's hut. Yes, I will be putting Hagrid's hut in. If I remember rightly, getting there is at this ground level. There is a building, square building that comes in this area. That's what this purple bit was working out, if I remember rightly. And then from this, there's like a courtyard here that big window sits on, that looks out over this courtyard. Now this courtyard leads into the actual clock tower. From the films, is the one where Hermione discusses the twirly necklace that she's given. And then from that clock tower, they go out over the little bridge into the stone circle, and then from that stone circle they went down to Hagrid's hut. That's where I'm going to place it. I am aware that it moved in the films, but I think thematically that's where it will sit. And then from there I will get a pumpkin patch in. I don't think I'll be able to get a griffin in there, or whatever the creature was. I can't remember off the top of my head, just because of feasibility of actually making it out of bricks. But then from that, the dark forest will be around him as well. But that's those plans there. So yes, Hagrid's hut will be in. I will be looking at getting the Whomping Willow in as well. Yet the Owl Tower, from what the plans I saw, it was across that bridge, and where you turn left to go to Hagrid's, you turned right to get to the Owl Tower. So the Owl Tower is planned, yes. Although I'm not 100% about its location, but I will be putting the Owl Tower in. I'm also looking at doing the Whomping Willows. I'm also looking at doing the Quidditch Stadium as well. Although that will be a huge build. Getting its placement, thematically speaking, getting its placement correct will be quite important. And from all that, there will be I will also look at getting the tunnel in from the Whomping Willow to the Creaking Hut, I think is what they called it in the films, where Voldemort met up with the guy that was the rat, etc., and Nagini. So I'll try and get that built in. And along with that, I'm looking to do also Hogsmeade, the village, and Hogsmeade railway station. But they are, unfortunately, because they are on the extremities, they're a long way, episode-wise, a long way off. So as you can see, it took 13 main episodes and 10 special episodes so far, all of which have been on average about an hour long. So that's roughly 24 hours worth of actual building so far. And this is what I've got. Yeah, Shrieking Shack. What did I call it? Did I call it something silly? I probably did. So far, this is what I've done. It's all been on my own. I had a lot of support from friends and family, which has been really good. And a couple of fans. Yeah, some nice people making some nice suggestions. So it's all been good. And, well, there we go so far. My favourite bits have been I call it the sky ceiling, the sky roof, with the stars and the candles and all that. That's been my favourite bit that I've enjoyed. I've enjoyed building it, and then when I finished and I looked at it and I was like, yeah, I like this. This is good. So that's my favourite. Another bit that I'm impressed with is just, I didn't expect it to turn out looking as good, is this bit. As I was building it, I thought, I can't just have plain grey walls. And so I put some armour on, some armour stands, and I put them on, and I built them like this, and I went through and I was like, I'm not sure if this will look good or have you look effective. And then when I did it, I turned around and I was like, no, that looks really good. I really like that. I mean, I'm not some of the builders out there yet that do it a lot. I'm not as detailed as them. I'll admit that. But I think what I do is good. I enjoy it. I do try to mix things up, hence, especially in this section, why I've got the black stone floor, the grey standard stone, the tops, the square blocks at the side. I try to differ it up, think of different textures, different colour schemes, colorations going on. I'm aware that there's a lot of grey happening. I mean, it's a castle, it's going to be grey, which is one reason why I went with a wooden windowsill. Originally I was going to do use black wall, dark grey wall, carpets as a windowsill, but I then suddenly went, well, that's a lot of grey still, why not have a wooden one? I mean, there's nothing to say we can't have a wooden windowsill, so that's why we've got that in. And that's another reason why I've got these walls into these columns, because it breaks it up, it adds a bit of colour. The fact that they sit within and give it a bit of texture, it stops it looking flat. It adds a bit more. That's another reason why I put these columns in. I mean, they're not there, they're just decorative. But I liked them. It just breaks the wall up. They might not stay. I might end up taking them out at some point. But for now, I think they all. It breaks up the windows. Not the windows. It breaks up the walls. I like with the windows. I thought about using the glass blocks, but because they are the same size as normal blocks, again, it just creates a flat surface. Which is why I went with panes, because it gives it a 3D edge. And that's what a lot of my decisions have come from. Is just trying to figure out what's the nicest looking way of making it not boring, not all the same. I mean, sure, yes, you could say, oh, it's still all the same, every column looks the same, etc. But I see that as consistency rather than looking the same. And it's just nice so that you could, like, I could just walk in and yes, I see this column, but I know thematically in my head that this column was designed and built by the same person that designed and built the Great Hall. So these belong together. I mean, the way the Great Staircase building sits, because this comes in at a different height and sits within the circle, the story in my head is that the Grand Staircase was added after the Great Hall. Maybe this corridor wasn't always a corridor. Maybe it was the Great Hall feasting zone with maybe the kitchens below, maybe the master bedroom was here, and that will get on. And just seen Holly asking, what about the room of requirement? Well, unfortunately, I don't require it. Little joke there. But yeah, the hardest bit with the room of requirement is the fact that it's a hidden room. So once I find a feasible place to fit one in, I would love to get it in. But it's just figuring out where in the build will I have enough room to have one on so that it doesn't look silly. So my thought is, for example, so let's just say, for example, all this space under there that's used for nothing. If I end up with an area that is just a space full of nothing, I'll look at getting a doorway somewhere, probably a secret doorway with a bit of redstone on and sorted so that there is a way to get it revealed to a secret room. So at the minute, no, I don't have plans for the room of requirement, but I do have future plans to plan a future like room of requirement once I can get an area that makes sense to have it put. Because unfortunately, I'm not quite sure where it should be or where it was expected to be. I have a feeling it's probably in the big main building somewhere. But yeah, we'll get that sorted. To other rooms, the Chamber of Secrets. Now, some plans I've seen, Moaning Myrtle's bathroom is actually at this level-ish. So if you count, let's say that's floor 0, which the courtyard is at. So floor 0 is the courtyard, then floor 1 is the Great Hall, where the seating actually is. A few designs have shown Moaning Myrtles to be at -3, so to be down low. But I always thought it was actually up high. And the Troll's bathroom as well, that was a down low. In the same plan. So I'm not too sure. I'd have to do a bit of research to find out exactly where it is inside the building. But that will be easier to figure out once I've actually got the building built. Because then I can plan it with what I've got designed. So yeah. So I'm hoping to get the whole sewer system done. So get the snake in, get the sewers tunnel in, and things like that. I'm hoping to get all that in, which, again, off of Moaning Myrtle's bathroom, which leads to the Chamber of Secrets, it would make sense that that room is down low, because otherwise, from my perspective, it's going to be kind of obvious if there is a giant tunnel right through the centre of the building. But again, who knows? I mean, it's a magical building, so we'll never know. Yep, the basilisk. That's the one. The giant snaky thing. Yep, so I'm going to get that in. I'm definitely going to, because of the size of the basilisk, I'm hoping it will be nice and easy. Well, not necessarily easy, but it'd be nice to get it actually built. So maybe have a tunnel that's blocked off by its tail, and then a bit further round you'll get another bit of sewer tunnel that's blocked off by another bit of its body. So not necessarily building all of it, just like giving hints that it is there, and then at some point might have a head. So I've got the ideas. and we'll have to see how it goes. So there, and that, I think that's roughly all I've got to so far. I mean, I've got the plans, I've got them in my head. It's just getting around to do them. And that's about it. So hope you enjoyed your time. If there's anything specific, any other quick questions before we disappear, or if there's anything that you think I've missed or you would like to have a closer look at, please shout up now. Got some nice 4 people watching, which is awesome. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your support, and hopefully, coming future, we'll get some more of this going. We'll get it all sorted, and well, there we go. Job done. See you all later, and until next time, please remember that crazy little slogan I have: play more games.